So cheers again for joining me. It's going to be a little bit in a different video today, but I just want to try and spice it up a little bit. So I've wanted to do a video on my Karmann Ghia for quite a while now, but it's been a bit in a whirlwind a minute. So we've got builders coming in next week, and basically I've had to clear all garage out. So the only car that's in garage at the minute is Porsche. So that's why I've just been trying to do a load of videos on Porsche, because it's just easy to get to. The Ghia is actually stored at my wife's grandma's garage at the minute in Doncaster. I'm just currently on my way to there. I'm going to dig it out, give it a quick dust off. I'd like to do a video on it and show you a little bit about the car, tell you what I've done to it, and do a similar kind of thing as what I did with Porsche videos. Take it out for a spin, try and get a little bit of drone footage. It is a little bit windier today, so I'm hoping that I can get the drone up, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping to probably head out Misterton way. I've been out there on bike a few times and it is quite nice for driving and stuff, but I'm sort of just winging it a little bit. I'm not aiming on going to any certain destinations like I normally do. I've got like a place in mind that I really want to go. Today I'm just going to set off, drive and just enjoy it really. So we'll see you when we get there. Me and Joe went to Volkswagen last Sunday with Porsche. If you've never been, I mean, it's just something else, especially if you're into Porsches. Just as literally as far as I can see, Porsche, but not like crappy. I mean, there's not many crappy Porsches, but there's just so many top level cars. You've got like Le Mans cars, you've got classic air-cooled stuff, you've got modern sport cars. It will bar me really to see it. We're actually like a bit fatigued with seeing how many Porsches. We're just like, oh my god, I've seen that many now. But yeah, we definitely want to add to diary if you ever get a chance. I really enjoyed it, to be honest. And car performed really well. I was thinking about doing a video actually driving there, but I just didn't get a chance really. Because we did have a bit of a technical issue. First one for quite a while, to be honest. So gear stick just decided to basically fall off while I was driving. I'm like this, stirring bowl of soup, like what's going on? No gears. I looked at Joel, I says, we've got no tools. I've fetched absolutely nothing. I'm like, oh god, what do we do? Stuck at the side of the road though, nowhere for a good couple of miles at least. So I'd got camera luckily, and I'd got an old compass, weirdly. So I used the edge of that to take off. There's a gator at back at seats, because I thought coupler had basically dropped off. So I thought, well, if I can get to that, I might be able to sort of figure something out. So I screwed it off, took gator off. Turns out it were all fine back there. So I'm like, right, well, it's something at the gear stick end. I'm like, well, only way I can get to all like that is by having a socket, and I've got no on me, no pliers, nothing. Stupid, I know. So basically, because I got that cover off at back, I managed to ram it into gear. I think I luckily found third. Drove to an Alfred's on Sunday. Luckily we got there at 10 o'clock, so it had just happened. Walked in, bought cheapest like multi-tool set you could buy. I think it cost like 16 quid. Cobbled it all back together, and it turns out that there's just like a little grub screw that had fallen out at gear stick. There's like a little rod that slides on the shaft. And yeah, so I popped that back on, drove fine, got to Volkswagen Gas. It were interesting, but I kind of sometimes think, why didn't I film that? It'd have made quite a bit of comedy value, wouldn't it? So anyway, yeah, just thought I'd let you know about that. But yeah, Volkswagen Gas, pretty good show. Check it out. I would have filmed more at Drive here, but it is literally just driving to Donny. And there's not that much exciting stuff to look at on way, to be honest. Just a thought. So I did come today, because Karmann Ghia's been sat off the road for quite a while, and think, oh, I know, I'll fetch some jump leads just in case, or a jump pack. Did I fetch one? Nope, nothing. Not even any tools. So going back to what I was just on about on way to boxing gas, I like to take a few tools now just in case I ever get stranded. Have I took my own advice after a week? We'll be right. We'll sort it, I'm sure. Just push it if not, on my own. So I've just pulled up, got parked up, which is nestling right in there. Wow, feels like a proper little barn farm, this. Oh, she's there. Massive thank you to Lauren's grandma as well and Mick for letting me use this space for a little while our garage is getting built. It's really appreciated. Obviously I took that traffic up. Yeah mate, it's all for lumping in and out like this. Go on old lass. So I'm smiling because I'm back in gear and I absolutely love it. It's such a nice car to drive. I am a bit surprised it just fired up like it did, but it's just one of them cars this, it kind of always just does what it says on tin. So it's a bit windy and I probably look a bit like Basil Brush like today, but I'm going to set off now, head up to Misterton. I'll not film all the journey because like I said, it's just going to be like a lot of normal roads and stuff. And I'll find a little spot up there and then we'll do a little walk around and get a proper deep dive about this car because this one's like a really special one for me anyway. This is basically my long-term dream car that I've always, yeah, this is the one for me. So let's rock and roll. So I've just found a little pog to pull up and we'll do probably a little walk around here and deep dive. It's quite a nice little spot to be honest. Just reversed it back off at Main Road. Main Road here, river runs along back of there and here we are. Yeah, main river runs along down here and I'm hoping I can set drone up down this road and do a little tracking shot, but we shall see. So we're here, time's finally come. I'm going to do a video on my 66 Karmann Ghia. This for me, honestly, was such a dream car at the time. I mean, I used to go to VW shows. I mean, I've been going to shows for years and years. Every time I'd see a Karmann Ghia, I was just looking at them. I used to just think the beauty of the shape of them, the lines. There's just something always that really like tickled my fancy. And I'm adamant I need to get a Karmann Ghia at some point in my life. I dropped on fairly lucky. This were a Californian import from a guy who lives probably 15 minutes from my house. So I knew the guy for quite a long time, and I knew he'd wanted, well, basically he bought this car as a bit of a user for a couple of years. And I said to him, look, would you ever be interested in selling it? And he sort of says, yeah, but I want to have a bit of fun out of it first. And then I might sell it, see how I feel. So I said to him, well, look, if you're going to sell it in a couple of years, because I couldn't afford it at the time, I'll do some saving. I'll properly bang every single bit of spare money I could throw at it, to be honest, for 2 years solid, and I'll just see where we are in 2 years. So I get some message and it just says, I'm ready to sell it. This is how much I want for it. Are you interested? And I was like, yes, I am. So basically did a deal, bought it. Long story short, bought my dream car. So yeah, it was a Californian car. I mean, you can tell as well. It's rock solid. It did need little bits of welding and stuff like that, but I will go around in a bit closer and show you what it's actually had done. Overall though, you can tell it's a really low mile car. The condition of it in general is just really good. I'm really hoping to sort of show you all little bits and bobs on it that's like, I just find stunning on them. I think these are such a good looking car. And when I did that video on Joel's Razor, I think there's not many cars that beat either a Razor or a Karmann Ghia, in my eyes, personally. Designed to look fast? No, they're not fast. They're slow, but you don't want to go fast in them. It's just a really nice driving car, and they look amazing, like I say. I just think you cannot beat the lines and the shape of Karmann Ghia. There's like not a straight panel on them, which is quite frustrating when you're trying to weld one up, because, like I said, nothing's easy, but it's worth it. So I'm going to fetch you in a little bit closer. I'll give you a good talk around car, a bit like I did with Joel's, and show you all bits and bobs I've done to it, and hopefully find it fascinating and enjoyable. So yeah, let's jump in. So back when I bought this car, the overall condition of it was fairly good. It had not really seen much love, and that wasn't down to the guy I bought it from. He just bought it as it pretty much wore and drove it. He did a few little bits to it. I think he put a new exhaust on it. That was done before I actually got it. And funny little story, he found $300 stuffed in overrider on bumper and paid for a new exhaust with that. So, and I've actually got one of the dollars that it still came with car, which I find that, I love little quirky things like that. I do find it pretty good. But anyway, other than that, it was just a big case of like, tidy it up, see what it wants to be. So I gave it all body a really good polish up. Things like window seals, every seal's had to be replaced. This rear window had been sort of like all gobbled in and siliconed in to probably stop leaking. All new window seals, front, back, side to side. The trims had got about 3 or 4 different trims missing down sides of the car, so I dropped them quite lucky. I went to Skeg Vegas and there were a guy selling some there. He was absolutely smashed and we got on quite well, and I just says, basically I opened the tub that he'd got just laying on his auto jumbo stall. And I said to him, oh, these are Karmann Ghia trims, aren't they? He's like, yeah. He's like, I says, how much do you want for, say, 3? I think I'm missing 3. And he just says, oh, give me 20 quid. And I was like, absolutely sold, mate. Yeah, so, yeah, these good deals to be had as well with some nice people. So, yeah, that was spot on. So I managed to get all trims back on car and basically complete it, because it always bugged me the fact that trims were missing. The car wasn't slammed, obviously, originally when I got it. But since I've owned it, I've put rear shocks, air shocks on the back. They're quite heavy duty. So basically Max Edwards, who runs Eva Restoration, he made them. He did like a limited run of the shocks. They were like a bit in a prototype. He doesn't actually run them now because the systems that he uses now are a lot better, and obviously they're a lot more heavy duty. But it was like, because how I wanted to run this, I wanted to still run the heat exchangers, and he says, oh, I've got something that'll probably work. So we worked something out, and yeah, top guy. If you need air ride things, Max is the guy, check him out. But yeah, he were kind enough to supply me with rear bags for that. So that's basically sits on all its original. So basically how you do it is you lower it to what you want it to sit at, and then you put the bags in for riding. So when you're driving it just airs it up and gives you that little bit of lift, so you're not smashing hell out at car kind of thing. Same story at front end, air shocks front. And do you know what? A lot of people say, oh, it must drive like absolute arse. And it really, it drives great nice. Summit roads I've come down to get to Misterton today. I don't know if you've ever been yourself to Misterton, but if you ever come down some back roads, you'll notice it's shocking. Bouncy, bumps, and it just wafts over everything. All these were complete, so it did need a little bit of welding on the front end. So under spare wheel well, I'll put some photos on as I'm going round just so you can see. So I put a new spare wheel well in. There were a couple, so both arches on the car, front side have got like a little rot line up them. And basically what happens is they've got like splash guards inside the arches. So these bolt off. And when I'd bolted them off, they'd actually filled up with sand. So that's why it tends to rot them out from the inside. So I put new bottom arches on them bits and a couple of tiny little bits of welding on the inside, but nothing major at all. And then it's a bit hard to see, but all inside arches is original paint. So it's such a good little car. Similar story on these both back quarters. So just underneath the rear bumper, I had to put a bit of a panel in there. They're really finicky to make because every single angle is just so wonky and not straight, but we got there. Same story on the rear arches. They're both absolutely solid, all nice original paint. They don't look far off the same sort of paint as this. It's unbelievable, it really is. It was just such a good general tidy up. Cleaned all bumpers, and obviously Erco wheels. I know some people are not bothered about them, but I think they absolutely look sick. I just think that to me just sits and looks perfect. But again, that's just my opinion. I just like that. It's all nice original patina. This is the thing with this car, it looks quite clean from afar, but it's all faded in little places like this. And that's not me polishing it just to make it look faded. That's genuinely probably just years of washing. And I love this. People always say, oh god, it'd look better if it had not got all them scrapes down the side. Genuinely, I think this is the best side of the car just because of them marks. Love it. Subtle bit of pinstriping that Slacker did. That was before I bought it. Same again on here. Excuse me shadow, but like bits of fading on doors and stuff. But yeah, exterior wise, not done massive amounts other than the actual look of the car, lowering it and generally tidying up, sorting little bits of welding that it needed. It was a good car to start with, I'm not going to lie, but at the same time it's had a lot of work, but it's more sort of like the nicer stuff, the cosmetic things, the tidying, the cleaning, keeping, you know, getting it to a stage where you're happy with it. I did make a little replica RC car. It might be a little bit hard to see, but I even tried to match all the flaky paint and bits and bobs and put some little metal Erco wheels in it, and that's on air ride as well. Genuinely, like, you pump little tanks up and it moves up and down. Because I'm a racer though, need to grow up, but why not. Original plate, what it came with from California, and Sunnyvale license plate that had snapped off. The back one's got it on, the full one, which is sick. I love an original dealer plate. I keep trying to nag Steph to sell me other plate because he's got it in his garage. So Steph, if you're watching, you need to sell me that front plate. So I've got both of them, and I'm going to come round to your house and steal it off your wall. So it's quite a nice, again, original car. All original door cards, original seats. The seats are absolutely fantastic condition. You can't really see it back, but they're all just as nice. So this suitcase isn't actually a suitcase. It might be a little bit tricky to see, but I've actually got a subwoofer and a couple of speakers sort of leading in there because I do like to listen to my music while I'm on the long run. And the dashboard topper, that's the one thing that did suffer in here. Absolutely shagged. cracked, dropping to bits. So a good friend, she recovered that for me. It was Bespoke V-dubs. I don't actually know if they're still in operation. So if you are, I'm sorry, but I can't remember. But yeah, the woman that used to own it, she moved abroad, but I knew her quite well, and she did a fantastic job of that, and she charged me literally next to no. So I can't thank you enough for that. That was, you know, amazing, and you did a really good job of it, because it did finish car off completely. Original steering wheel. It was original black, but I did paint it cream. I just fancied, I know, original purists and all that. I'll probably start sweating and crying, but I just think cream, it just looks so much better in this car. It just went with everything that little bit nicer. Now this, let me just jump in car. This is something special for me, and Lauren, my wife, made me this, and she'll not even see significance of this, but I honestly, that to me is just, it's amazing. I love it. I would never take that out of this car, and I feel like it just fits so well. So it's all sea glass. We used to pick sea glass from a place called Seaham. It's sort of just, I think it's sort of, if you're heading like Newcastle-ish way, it's up that way anyway. There used to be loads of sea glass on beach that you could just pick up. So we went out, we used to get loads of little boxes full, and it was just exciting, just something to do. So she made me this out of just some driftwood that we found there, some old string. And yeah, I love it. It's absolutely amazing. That is top tier. So little things like that, I just love it. And another little thing, Jack Bates, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you will be, this is the second best thing on this car. Honestly, there's just a bit of a running joke of this thermometer. I loved it. I basically stole it out of his car. I didn't really, but I was prying him for it, and he didn't want to sell it, but he ended up selling the car what it were in. And I says, Jack, if you're selling car, please let me have that thermometer. And he gave me it, because he's a top lad. I've never seen another, and I love it, and it works, and I just think it's sick. It's just a little magnetic thermometer. You know, to anybody else, they just think, what's that? But I just like it. There's just something about little things like that I think is wicked. So it's a bit hard to see, but it's 60,141 miles. I believe that's correct. Genuinely do. I think you can tell with pedal wear, everything's condition, it looks to be genuine. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just guessing. I think it's probably been stored in a garage in California most of its life, drove every now and again, and then come over here and enjoyed a little bit, and now I've got it. So yeah, so I had to replace the dome light, so I bought a really cheap, nasty replacement one because I couldn't find one anywhere at like auto jumbles and stuff, and spent about 8 million quid on a reproduction one. And I went to, I think it was Dub Freeze, and saw one in a box for a tenner. So yeah, bought that one as well because I thought, why not? Headlining's a bit tatty, somebody's gobbled it up in the past, but again, I like keeping cars original. I like them to be how they came to me, bar a few subtle touches. Obviously, like I say, I always wanted a gear that were low, nice slammed, tucked wheels, and some nice tasty alloys on it, but original patina, nice body, all usual things like that. So the air tank and everything, I'm not going to do it because this box is, well, this suitcase is away, but the air tank and all bits and bobs for air rider all at the back of there. And I think I had to put a new pop art clip on it because the one at rear windows didn't open properly. Drives, like I say, lovely. Engages gears, nice. Heaters all work. It is a very nice functioning car. So this is power plant. It's not fancy, but I love it. It's just all stock, original. I have converted it all to 12 volt, which I just remembered then. So yeah, it were originally a 6 volt car, and it was fine, and I wanted to keep it like that for as long as I could, because again, I like originality and all this, but it did get tired in the end. So Chris Riley, they supplied these Tudor alternators, so it looks like the original generator, but it's obviously a 12 volt system, so they're wicked, and it would just plug and play, literally straight on, no messing around. these have got some silly tin foily things on, so I tried to put them back to that. It's had light points. Is it? No. I think it's an electronic ignition actually, if I remember right. Good to show it. So I've had this car quite a while, so I have forgot a lot of it. But starts on dime. Original engine to car, runs really well. It's had a new carburetor on it at some point in its life. As I mentioned earlier, it's not fast, but it goes. Like, it'll keep up with modern traffic. It'll sit at 70. I've had it at 100 before. Yeah, honestly, it were all right. And it didn't feel like wheels were going to come flying past me either. It handled it. So the bonuses with these though, no, because it's just like a single tiny little carb and it's only a 1300 engine. They're so cheap to drive. And again, that were another thing. When I were younger, classic car, it was cheap to run, reasonably priced to buy, insurance were cheap, fairly easy to maintain if you know what you're doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, you can figure it out. It's fairly easy. There's no to them. They're so steady to work on. I mean, you can literally whip engine out, like they always say, in half an hour. Gear tech. I've done it on my own in that time. It's had new clutch, thrust bearings, stuff like that. Original gearbox in it. It goes well. And fuel. Cheap as chips, fuel. I put 15 quid on that and I live in Barnsley. It took me to Cleethorpes and back. 15 quid. My share, fuel prices probably were a bit cheaper back then. Call it 20 quid now. It were cheap, yeah. So, now you've had a little look round it, I think we're going to do a bit of driving. Because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Like I always say. Get them on the road, go out for a drive, don't sit it in a garage. I'm going to go back down this road because this takes us to Misterton. And I'm going to try and probably set drone up. The only downside is this road is a 60 road and I can't travel really more than 15-20 mile an hour when I'm messing about with drone. So I don't want to hold people up, but I'll do my best. If not, there were a couple of other roads on way here that I did find that I probably could set it up and do some shots, but get cameras on and we'll have a little drive back. But I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this for me was a proper dream car, and it just goes to show you, like, I've never had loads of money or all like that. If you put your mind to something, you can normally sort of, you know, achieve it. Again, it come up reasonable price. I were only working, I think, at we were working at the time, probably game, something like that, so we're only earning like minimum wage, so I was just chucking like bits and bits of money at it, like in my savings pot, just to try and put towards it. And yeah, it paid off. I didn't go out drinking all the time. I did when I was a bit younger, but you know, I put my mind that I wanted one, so I made sure that I kind of, you know, saved for it and did it. But I know prices are different now. That's the issue. I know classic cars are going more expensive, but if you can drop on, or if you're willing to get your hands dirty a little bit, there's projects out there that, you know, they might not be as good or whatever, but you can try and make them as good if you're willing to put that time in. Like I say, you've only got to watch that video of Joel's Razor to see that it's possible when you do, you know. But again, I know Joel's a welder and stuff like that, so you know you do need skills and stuff. But end of the day, you do what you can, don't you, with him? So yeah. So the actual, I would have kicked myself if I'd have forgot this. So these trims that run across here, the 1966 trims, and the 1 year only. So the car originally came with most of them, I think, bar the glove box, and I think it might have been that one, or the little one on the end. So I pulled all original ones off, and I gave them to a guy called Liam. Put his name down below. Massive thank you to Liam. He CNC machined all new for me. So these originally should be plastic, but now they're all aluminium. He milled them all on a machine he got where it works. Did a fantastic job of them. They look so nice. Quality were amazing. And again, just another good friend helping her out. Was like, oh, I reckon I could make them. I was like, no way. He's like, nah, I reckon I can. And literally a couple of weeks later, turned up with them, and I was just like, perfect. I said to him we should make them and sell them because people will buy them, but yeah. Anyway, cheers Liam. Anyway, they're massive, they're mint, mate, right good. So while I've been out playing, I've just realised that I probably used quite a bit of fuel. Best go and find the petrol station, I think. you ever think you've been down a bumpy road? Let me just change gear. This is absolutely wild. It probably doesn't even put it into perspective on videos, but there's just like lumps and bumps absolutely everywhere. Oh my days. Alright, coming down here in a slam car. Jesus Christ. I mean, it is funny. I've not scraped yet, which is a bonus. But, yeah, it's definitely bouncy, to say the least. I wish I could get it. Actually bumpy it is. Just lumps everywhere. Oh my God, we've got a little tickle on the exhaust there. I reckon if you hit that at 50 mile an hour, you go into space. I'm not even kidding. It's balmy. Yoo-hoo! So fuel gauge has walk up a little bit. So do we risk it and get back? I might do. So I've just jumped back in Porsche now, just on my way back home. I hope you enjoyed it, Arctic gear. Like I say, it's nice to actually get Arctic gear for a bit, because I think some people don't actually think I own it anymore. Like, I'm always Arctic Porsche and having a bit of fun with this, but I think this is just because I've got novelty of this, so I'm a bit excited to drive Porsche, but I will definitely be getting back Arctic gear a lot more. I love it. It's such a cool car, and it drives really nice as well. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I've just given a bit of an update. So next week my wife is expecting his little daughter, so congratulations to us. And just wanted to let you know, obviously, if there's a little bit of a delay between some videos, then that's probably the reason why, which is to be expected. But there's still plenty more to come, still loads of ideas, still loads of things I want to do. And I'm sorry if audio's gone a little bit crappy on this last bit. I'm trying to shout a little bit more because I've just killed microphone, so not literally killed it, but it's just died on me. So yeah, but really appreciate you watching, and I hope you've stuck it out till the end, and I'll catch you next one. So see you in a bit. Cheers, bye bye.